Three,
Hi.
2, 1. Oh!
Hi. Hi. Welcome to Glitter and Grease, a show dedicated to describing, debating, dissecting, discussing, and ultimately determining quintessential Lady Gaga fashion moments.
We're not just talking garments. We're talking hair, body, face. Why did she do that? Shoes, styling, attitude, context, and cultural impact.
As lifelong superfans, mutually obsessed with the art of dressing and the power that is Gaga. This is our duty, and that's gossip.
Join us as we spew absolute nonsense about the woman who has changed our lives and brought us together.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Patrick. And this is Glitter
and Grease, Episode 3. Outerwear.
It's a little nippy, so I had to put on a piece from the winter wardrobe. Just a sensible jacket.
You're giving me, just the history of shoulder pads. All of them.
Monster Ball World Tour, maybe?
Perhaps. I thrifted this little number in Nashville, Tennessee. It's like a suede with wool sleeves. And the zipper doesn't work. So I have to use a safety pin to zip it up.
Safety pin.
So, before we get started, I wanted to shout out, we've been tagging them in our Instagram posts and then obviously crediting them at the end of our videos, but La Maison Gaga is a website, it's a Tumblr, and then also an Instagram page where we get a lot of the fashion credits from, the ones that we don't know already.
And some website that we've religiously followed since we were teenagers.
Right. And so he loves Gaga so much, and he has connections with the house where if he needs to figure out what something is, one of her stylists might respond. So I highly recommend going and following them, because if you're watching this, you probably love Gaga enough to want to see these photos of her and literally everything.
Right. And behind the scenes specs and learn more about the designers and the collections.
Right. And I think without that page / Instagram, we wouldn't probably be doing this or have the language.
It would be so difficult. We know some things, but we are not students of fashion.
Right. We're not fashion girls to the core. We are Gaga girls who have an appreciation of fashion and understand how it can be used. So thank you, La Maison Gaga. I wish I knew your first name. I forgot it.
So we're talking outerwear.
Outerwear. Do you want to go ahead and define that for the girls?
I didn't have a prepared statement, but I would say, some sort of layer that goes on top of the rest of the outfit. Sometimes garments underneath, sometimes not. Sometimes, something that's sensible and weather appropriate. Sometimes not.
Sometimes
especially
not.
in the world of El Gaga.
Rock a coat in the summer, wear a tank top in the winter.
Right.
Be punk rock.
Oh, pardon me, I'm busy bartending.
Sponsored.
Oh, yeah, no, you're gonna have to blur that.
Patrick Burns, what Gaga moment are you tonight? We're recording in the evening.
One moment, please.
Received. Good one.
I'm just feeling giddy.
And her hair looks almost like flames.
I just that commercial is so special, and I think it's also I Miss You, and I miss Friends, and I miss going places, and I miss fun things, and we watched that commercial together, and
for the first
time gagged. So Tom,
yes.
What Gaga moment are you this evening?
I feel like you can tell that this is my mood this evening.
Yeah, right. You're I'm cooking.
I can get things done, but I'm completely dissociated. I'm who took this photo? That was the time of when people posted photos on Twitter of themselves more often. You do. But
well,
I mean, in that way that was
we all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. Pray tell, Tom, do you perhaps want to share your first look with me?
I would. My first look is Lady Gaga on October 30th, the day before Halloween. In case you didn't know, 2013, London, England. Here it is. Gaga is wearing an Alexander McQueen pre-fall 2013 dress coat. She's wearing boots from the same collection. She's wearing a fall/winter '96 Philip Treacy hat. The bag is a McQueen spring/summer 2013 honeycomb heroin bag. First of all, that collection, just to get into it, that collection from McQueen, Sarah Burton, we've seen so much religious stuff from McQueen and from Gaga that to see her like pulling from the Puritan collection, or the collection that was inspired by Puritan religious garb, I love that. Not to mention that the reason she wore this is because the day prior, her family's dog Alice had died.
I'm gonna silence.
Rest in peace, Alice. On the 29th, the night before, this was when she was doing her like art pop press stuff in the UK. So Art Pop would come out just a few days after this. She tweeted the night before and was like, my dog Alice died, my family's dog, my dad is heartbroken, we were family. Like, it was so sad. And then to see her come out in this way that was like, girl, like, just a little bit like,
well, and that's like the beauty.
Out.
That's the beauty of the art pop era, where it was like all about sidewalk performance art. It was like every time she stepped out, she was like giving you story, giving you narrative, giving you reference.
The art pop era was like a game of roulette. Like, you never knew like how it would land.
And it was also like beating a dead horse, but like in the best way. Like, she's like, I'm an artist now, in case you didn't get the memo.
Right. And I think what's special about this look too, in the context of the looks that surround it, is that it is a bit different. And not just because it's somber, but because just the fashion itself is so tailored. It's much more like
eyes.
Yeah, her eyes are covered, obviously. But also the shape of this hat is like gorgeous and strange. But I love that, like, among the other looks that she wore in London during this time period, this one is like, it just is the oddball, and you wouldn't expect it to be.
And that bag, I love that bag.
I know, I love like a sheer bag. I love a bag where it's like, you can see everything inside it.
Those photos of her walking in New York and she has a bag.
Honeycomb. I love this look because, well, first of all, I was going to choose it for the all black looks moment, so it was very top of mind for outerwear. But I just love a moment where she is being a little bit of a sad girl, wearing a big hat. So there's some mystery to it, and I like that you're on Twitter and you're at this point probably the most followed person on Twitter, and you're like, my dog died. And the next day you're like, and here I am. You know, like, I think that's gorgeous and very theater of her.
We know she loves the stage.
She does. She does.
She really does.
Patrick.
Yes.
What is your first look?
My first look. It's August 13th, 2012. Lady Gaga is exiting the Kempinski Hotel in Zografski, Sofia, Bulgaria. Oh. The coat is Hermes, fall/winter 2012. The glasses are Lanvin, spring/summer 2007. The earring is a vintage Moschino bijou collection. The pump is Louis Vuitton. The bag is also Louis. And Fozzie, her little furry friend, is wearing a monogram Louis Vuitton scarf.
We love.
There are so many reasons I love this look, but one of my favorite things about this look is she caused like a huge shitstorm because early in her career, she was like, I'll never wear fur. Right. And now that Miss Stephanie has a little coin and she can buy fashion, she's like, well, hold up now. Oh, I said I would never wear fur. Oh, okay. I'll never wear cheap fur. So PETA called her out because a few days earlier, like on the 7th, she was in New York shopping pre-fall, and she like tweeted about like, my pre-fall purchases, like just being like rich girl in New York, like fashion darling. And she was wearing this like Armani fur number, hot pink, love it, bouffant hair, flower, bags hanging off her wrists.
Bags.
So PETA's like, whoa, oh my God, that's fur. So then she like wears this, and it's like even worse.
She was like, oh my god, that's fur.
She doubles down, yeah. And then they like put out some statement or whatever. Some gay at Pedo writes a thing and is like, "You saved my life, but now how could you do this?" And she tweets something like flagrant that's like, "When the press asks if my coat is real or fake, tell them it's evidence." But then you think about it, and it's like, she's 26 here.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this girl is growing up. Like, we always think of her as being so much older than she actually is.
Right.
Just because she's so mature and, like, actually has handled meteoric rise to fame relatively
Correct.
well for a young person. So I love a moment where she's just, like, being a little bit of a brat. And she later goes on and, like, releases a statement via The Cut. And it basically is like, yes, like, this is inhumane, but also, like, I see this as a piece de resistance. Like, you see a dead animal and I see a museum. And like, so when I look at this look, that's what I get. I just get this opulent, flagrant, like rich, white, Manhattanite little
very
girl
Upper East Side.
Right, who's like...
I mean, I don't even get girl, I get woman. I get like Real Housewives of New
No,
York.
I get girl because the coat is swallowing her. I'm like, she put on her mom's fur. Like,
Right.
she's like, I had to
No
have
comment. No comment. No comment.
No comment. But I think this is also
But
good.
she looks sickening.
She looks absolutely incredible. I also think this is important for us to be like, yeah, there are moments where we can be critical of Miss
Right.
Al Gaga. And this is one of them where it's like, girl. But it's like an outerwear moment that I'm just like burned in my brain forever. Like,
No,
I will
of course.
always remember watching her like walk out of that hotel dressed like this.
Yeah, and I love what she's wearing under it as well. Also,
Right.
shoe
The whole
is
getup is so
beautiful.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, the shoe is so beautiful. I love a little peekaboo on the toe.
Tom, what is your next outerwear look?
My second outerwear look is Lady Gaga walking in the Marc Jacobs. I'm like, hey, Mark. This was February 18th of 2016.
That's my birthday. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. It's Patrick's birthday. Gaga is walking in the fall 2016 Marc Jacobs show. She was look number 20, which is cool because she wasn't the opener, she wasn't the closer, and this was soon after the Grammys where she was dressed by Mark for the Bowie tribute. So I think it was one of those like, let's pat each other on the back a little bit. And so she showed up. All the models were getting their eyebrows bleached backstage. Hers were already bleached. She stands like a foot below the other models. She has her makeup done by Francois Nars. And then her hair is done by, let's see, Guido Palau. Guido Palau, who at the time, I don't know if he still is, was like the world director.
My green screen just fell on my head.
I'm like, intern? Guido Palau was, at the time, I don't know if he still is, the global director for Redken, hair products and stuff. So this is like a star-studded lineup, right? I love, and I don't mean to use the word, when I use the word ugly, I don't mean it in the traditional sense. I mean it as like an aesthetic choice. And it's not necessarily her choice. She's being styled for the show like the other models, but her willingness is part of this decision as well. But I just love the way that this is styled. It gives like 1920s flair. And then the details on the coat are, it's like camp meets like actual like high, like dark fashion. Like I don't think everybody would look at this and think camp, because people nowadays have this idea of what camp is that's so streamlined. But I mean, look at the buttons on this coat. They're huge.
The proportion.
Like even just choosing, proportion in itself is camp, and the buttons are like my favorite part of this look.
It's like sad clown
Yes.
working as like a part-time door-to-door salesman.
Right. Especially with the bag she's carrying, because you can't see her hand. And funny enough, it almost feels like she's playing in daddy's clothes in this, because it's like this play on menswear. I wish I had a pair of these shoes. I would kill for them. And whatever print is going on hers, I think it's like snakeskin or something reptilian. That has like left this lasting imprint on my mind that is like, she looks like a snake in this. Even though there's this fur and stuff, for some reason the shoes speak to the energy more to me. It's like sad club kid, businesswoman, businessman.
It's like I had to
weird.
get a real job in corporate America.
Right, and I forgot to dye my eyebrows back, you know?
Yeah, me in a few months when I have to try to get benefits, yeah.
Right. Oh, dark. In the program, she was listed as Stephanie Germanotta. So I always like kind of romanticized that and thought she was just like, you know, doing the drag of a supermodel for a day. Mm-hmm. But as you educated me recently, she then goes to the Gramercy Park Hotel, the Rose Bar, where she does these little, you know, performances, pop-up vibes with the Brian Newman quintet, and performs, what is it, Le'Veon Rose, and
Call Me Irresponsible.
I actually just watched the video for the first time because you told me about it, and it like makes this look even more special. So I'm glad you told me, because I like watched it, and it's so fun to see this superstar beginning to sing, where like people are talking over here and glasses are clinking, and her voice is just starting to kind of like build, and then suddenly she's like belting, and like the whole room is like silent. She looks like a sad little like songbird. I don't know, there's something really special about that performance. Look it up. I can't believe I just saw it for the first time because I'm like gagged. But...
Yeah, no, it's I love her singing Call Me Irresponsible. It there is like one of my favorite times. She's sang it a bunch of times, but it's one of my favorite renditions.
And this is something I would wear. Hands down tomorrow out on the bus. Like, this is not just something that I can appreciate aesthetically and as like a piece of fashion art, but also like I really love when she wears something that suits my personal taste, like completely just like this woman I love in this vibe that I love. So it's just like when Gaga's being like a little punk, little sad girl, I can't help but love her.
Right.
So now I'm gonna cover Le'Veon Rose. Mute you.
right, here you go.
So, Patrick, what is your second outerwear look?
My second outerwear look takes us to October 21st, 2016. Gaga is leaving her apartment to go to Good Morning America to do Joanne promo in New York City. The coat is Corée. Fall-Winter 2016. The suit is custom Chris Galinas. It's a riff on Spring-Summer 2017. The glasses are a Ray-Ban Aviator in black. The pump is a Louboutin Pigalle. And the hat is Hermes, the Lady Bianca, which we love and know. My first note for this, I think it's also just the way she's walking in this, is my first note is, girl, where do you think you're going? So Joanne, man, it's another one of those things that like at the time it was like, okay, ride it out. We're cool, where she goes, I go. But I was really like, but it's like this whole vibe where she was like, I'm a normal girl. I'm just a normal girl.
Right.
Like, I'm just normal. Like me. Like,
right.
Go to bars. Like, and it's like she does shit like this, and I'm like, you're still that girl. But I love this nod too. So obviously the whole Perfect Illusion thing. She's got these little booty lace shorts on and these little crop tops and stuff. But this look, I feel like, is oh my god. I feel like I'm too animated tonight. That's what the problem is. I feel like
I'm too interesting tonight.
This look, I feel like, is the perfect blend of this kind of like the sophistication of the Joanne era, of this idea of like uniform and like, okay, like t-shirt and jeans, or like just like a really nice jacket. It's like a very fashion look for Gaga, while also being this like, I'm wearing clothes. Like, it's her wearing fashion, but also wearing clothes. And sometimes that's not always the same thing. And I also love this look because I have a feeling that she plucked that rose and popped it right on that hat before she walked out, because that feels like something she would do. And I also just love pink. It's my favorite color. I love this look on her. I love the sophistication of the suit with these little Daisy Duke shorts. And also like, she's like this tiny lady with these long legs here. I love when she does that, because I know that she loves that. She like loves her legs, and she loves like, ooh, like, but it's like, girl, it's big.
It is actually so funny when you like look at this image and then you're like, she's 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, especially in like a short heel like that, it's just like,
right. I know. I love it so much.
She's so small. Like you see these videos of her like with coming out of the hotel, and they're like 11-year-olds taller than her.
Literally.
It's just like, oh
yeah. And I think this is also another great example of like, I would wear all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
This is funny because like my second look and your second look are like us in our fantasy realm.
Or like fantasy daytime. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
let me
like
just go. Oh, I
up.
have to go pick up oat milk. Like, yeah.
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Very that. I love it.
Tom, do you want to tell me about your last look?
Sure, I would. Thanks for asking me. I can be the queen that's inside.
Whoa! Yeah!
Pentatonics. Watch out. My third look is Lady Gaga on January 17th, 2018. She's in Milan, darling. Milan, Italy. She's out and about. That's like one of my favorite like celebrity journalism phrases. Out and about. As if she's not going somewhere and having something to do. She's out and about. Aimlessly, apparently.
She's actually lost.
Yeah, like especially in this photo, I'm like,
right, she could be.
This is the day before her Joanne World Tour in Milan. She is wearing a Stella McCartney Fall/Winter 2016 blouse and pants, velvet, a leather and fox fur jacket by Yves Saint Laurent, a hat by Gladys Tamaz Millenary, Kiss eyewear, and one of her favorite, we talked about these earrings, her clip-on Versace vintage earrings. It kind of like, to me, is like part 2 almost of the look that you showed from 2012 with Fozzie in her arms, where that she was definitely like playing this like wealthy teen with a wealthy mom, something like that. But with this, it feels similar and it feels European because she's in Italy. It's like the equivalent but European. And in another way, it feels like the rich woman on the Upper East Side who maybe isn't married to a banker, but like owns an art gallery herself. There's something so expensive about this, but still like, chic and like arty and very that. I love that you wore this in Italy. It just, to me, like suits the vibe of Italy in January. Another like sleuth moment with her where she's wearing this low hat and the sunglasses and something that's not necessarily the most flattering on the body. I love when she's all covered up, but I think it's when she's playing a little bit like, no one can see me, and I like seeing her in those private moments. And to me, this feels like a private fashion moment where she's wearing this, not just because she probably loves it, but because it feels like a little shell in some ways. Yeah. I think that's something to be said about outerwear generally too. It's something that I almost can't leave the house, even in the summer, without like a jacket or something, because there is something that makes me feel more secure with it on.
Right.
And she has said the same about hats. Yeah, I don't know. I like this look a lot. She then did the Joanne World Tour the next day, and I feel like nobody talks about this look enough. Yeah, I want to know what she's thinking in this photo for some reason. It feels like intimate or something.
Yeah, totally.
Patrick, tell me.
Yes.
What is your third look?
Well.
Wow.
My third look actually takes us to 2020, which is crazy because we've yet to dabble in current Gaga.
Crazy because right now is 2021.
Right? Oh my god, wild.
This is last year.
Yeah. So it's September 22nd, 2020. Gaga's just out and about, shopping in New York. Sephora, as the image shows. She is wearing a coat by R13 from their Fall/Winter 2020 collection. The little cropped shorts and the cropped top. The cropped hoodie is from a little LA brand, Lovers and Friends. The glasses are Dita Eyewear. The mask is Michael Mio. And the watch is Tudor. The style And the boots are Demonia, a stack 301. A good old faithful 301.
Yeah, I'm like a 301 lash mama.
301 on your eyes and 301 on your feet. Let's go. Yeah. I love this look because I feel like it's like it's this funny thing where we're talking about these moments where she's like, no one can see me, but it's like this is very clearly Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Like, I'm also like, what's in the bag? What'd she get? What'd she have to pick up? Also,
not House Labs because it's not sold there.
Right, I know, totally. And like she's like going there to like, she has like a magnifying glass and she's like reading the ingredients.
See, I thought this was her like subtle way of being like, House Labs is gonna come to Sephora.
Right, and it's like she actually just needed like toner. It feels very current. It feels very like e-girl. It feels very like influencer drag, which she's been doing lately with this whole like stay at home, like comfy cozy. I'm on Instagram a lot now. But I think it's fun and playful, and it's actually like the direct opposite of my first look, where it's like this is delayed adolescence Gaga, where she's like acting like a 16-year-old, like, but she's actually in her mid-30s. And I just like love those moments, like irreverent moments. And later there are images of her with Cynthia, and they're like walking arm in arm.
I love those photos.
Just being her mother's daughter, like she's being the teenage girl that's like, Mom, can we go to Hot Topic?
It just feels like silly and fun, and she's like not trying, but it's like one of the biggest serves of this year.
Right. I remember when I saw this, like her just like casually walking around, I was like, that coat.
Right.
We both like texted each other and we're like, I want that. I love it. I love this look.
It's gorge.
It's like, it's sweatpants and a leather jacket and
we're
platform
both
shoes
like,
that like we know people that have these shoes.
Literally.
This is the best thing I've ever seen. But I think that's what speaks, like why this look speaks to me is like, I'm like, these are things we could potentially afford.
Literally, I have a pleather black trench coat. I'm sure you have a pink hoodie.
Right. Like, I'm like, we could, yeah. I love fashion, but I also love clothes. Like, I love when she just like throws on clothes. And it's like, we just love her, anything she wears. I'm like, I love it.
At this point, even when I'm like, this isn't my favorite, it's like, it's my favorite.
Totally.
Like, I can't, like, I just love, we both love this woman so much, there's no, like, she can do no wrong. Starts crying. Shoulders. Ladies, shoulders.
Episode 3, shoulders. Thank you for tuning in to Glitter
and Grease, episode 3.
Outerwear.
Outerwear.
It goes on the outside. All right, we need to go. All right, I'll see you next time. All right, bye.
See you next time.